Good morning to you all, and thank you, Greg, for the welcome and introduction. It is truly impressive what this institution, the University of Maryland University College, has been able to accomplish for our state and our nation. I often feel that in many ways it is Maryland's competitive advantage in this era when we're all looking and have as a priority providing continuing education and greater levels of degree attainment to be competitive in this new era. University College just does a fabulous job for our state and nation. And Greg, it's always a delight to be here with you. We are delighted by the turnout for this event. We have an amazing cross-section of expertise in this room, from representatives from the K through 12 sector, higher education, state of Maryland, state of Delaware, many of our government's most important agencies and laboratories, all here in this room on what we think is a very, very important day. We are, of course, beginning the day with the Langenberg Lecture and Award, which was established as an ongoing tribute to Don Langenberg for his commitment to lifelong education and his accomplishments as Chancellor of the University System of Maryland for 12 years. As you know, this year we are using the Langenberg Lecture and Award to kick off the Maryland-Delaware Summit on Climate Change Education. This summit is sponsored by the National Science Foundation through a grant and is intended to assist in the planning of the Made Clear Maryland and Delaware Climate Change Education Assessment and Research. Now, I give this, this is in my top 10 of acronyms for a grant. Isn't that incredible? Made Clear, and it combines Maryland and Delaware in that way. But the important thing is that today we're bringing academic and policy leaders through this grant, and we intend to shape climate change education in our two-state region through the activities of this award. We hope as many of you as possible will participate in the program of the summit, which will begin immediately following the Langenberg Lecture. In keeping with Don's vision, the Langenberg Lecture was developed as more than just an informative presentation from a nationally renowned educational leader. Instead, it is intended to be a call to action from a visionary leader to inspire and motivate those of us who teach to rethink and re-engineer our entire approach to education. As the lecture rotates among University System of Maryland campuses, it is complemented with the presentation of the Langenberg Award, given to an outstanding student from the host institution who has shown great promise and a commitment to a career in science education. As you will soon learn, this year's award recipient, Heather Cook, a UMUC student with a major in history and a minor in biology, is ideally suited for this honor. In its brief history, the Langenberg Lecture has attracted top-flight intellectuals. The inaugural Langenberg Lecture was given by Nobel Prize physicist Leon Lederman. The second was presented by Norm Augustine, former chairman and CEO of Lockheed Martin, recipient of the President's National Medal of Technology, and I'm proud to note, a member of our Board of Regents, as well as a member of the Made Clear Advisory Board. In subsequent years, we've been fortunate to welcome Vartan Gregorian, president of the Carnegie Corporation of New York, Yuri Treisman, the innovative professor of mathematics at the University of Texas, Dr. Pedro Noguera, professor of the Steinhardt School of Culture at Culture, Education, and Human Development at NYU, and last year, Nobel laureate Carl Wyman. This year, the Langenberg Lecture will be given by Carl Wyman's colleague, Dr. John Paul Holdren, Director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy and co-chair of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Don will talk more about Dr. Holdren in his introduction, but I assure you we are in for an interesting and enlightening talk from one of our nation's most distinguished scientists. Indeed, it is hard to imagine a more appropriate person to serve as the keynote speaker for this summit. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium the man whose lifelong commitment to lifelong education inspired today's gathering, a true champion of the University System of Maryland and for higher education, Dr. Donald Langenberg.